Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is SmackDown. It is SmackDown Live, and we've got an extra bonus today. I'm going to do 205 Live as well. So yeah, it was the 9th of the 4th, 2018, yesterday, not today, it's now the 10th. No, hold on. It was the 4th of the 9th, 2018, today's the 5th. I've got the American date down, that's where my mind gets mixed up, because I'm British. So show opens with Renee Young in the ring. She goes, please welcome Brie Brown. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, they come out. Then they show a recap of last week. More Connor's Cure as well. Hype for Hell in Cell. Asking about the feud and how it's getting over the top. Then do they think we're stupid or something? Because they show us a repeat of what happened last week. Yeah, last week. And then they show you a clip from something a bit new. They show you a clip of The Miz and his wife Maurice in the ring calling out Daniel Bryan and that prior to everyone else getting there in the show, so it's a dark arena. And of course, Daniel Bryan and Brie don't answer. So they're all chanting, do-do-do. And then they basically go, oh, come on then, Miz, if you're here. But then they get told Miz and Maurice are left. And then also an Adrian CMLs comes out. Basically, then we have... Brie sounds awful on the mic, just saying. They call out Miz and Maurice, then Adrian Ciamolis comes out, and Savio Vega, or whatever her name is. And then basically they have a match. And basically they go, well, let's finish this off where we were last week. There's some great moments in here, off the ropes, some great high-flying stuff from Almas and Daniel Bryan. All in all, good little match for the start of the show. Some of the chops that Almas did as well and Daniel Bryan did is brutal. I do make a note later on, but I'll get it out of the way after the match, after the few angles after the match. Basically, he was bleeding and you could see his chest was all red. Yes kicks, tree, when he's in a tree of the row. Moonsault misses but flips onto Bryan. So he goes for a moonsault, misses Bryan, lands on his feet, and then does a somersault onto Bryan. Then there's even more exciting moves. He ducks and moves, grabs him, sends him head first into the bottom run of the turnbuckle. Double knees into the corner. Reverses, does not do the next move. Then it's for the flying knee thing. It's a 1-2-3. Bryan wins, 4.5 stars. So then Vega tries to attack Brie, and Brie attacks back. That's the end of that page. Miz and Maurice appear on the Titantron, say they're at a restaurant. Basically, they tell them where they are, and they're like, we've booked out the entire restaurant tonight, and we're getting rid of everybody. So that's what's going on there. I'm just going to move Piglet. Basically, and then we see Brie and Daniel Bryan rush to the back. Oh no, they do. On the Savio Vega and Thingamay, they do the yes lock. Or was that? No, that's late. No, that's later on in the night. Sorry, no, they don't do that yet. That's later on. I'm trying to remember what happens. So then you have hype for the rest of the card and interviews with both the Charlotte and Thingamay up next. You then get a mixed match challenges back and Connor's Cures again. Yeah, Connor's Cures is going to get on my nerves. I hate when I do breast cancer awareness month, let alone Connor's Cures as well. Ugh. I told you it'd be in a new place. Let me just move this slightly this way. I'm going to get this done as quick as possible because I don't know when the mother-in-law's coming back for a lunch break. Brie and Bryan then are leaving the arena. They're going for dinner. Creatures versus somebody. I don't know. But basically they're going for dinner at the place where Miz and that are, and they're going to go and spoil that because they hear a vacancy's open. Then we have an interview with Lynch and Flair, basically calling her the Queen and how she stole her moment and stuff, and she's going to come and get that title, and Charlotte's going, oh, you broke my friendship 5 years, all you had to do was ask, and she's like, oh, I'm not a pity party, blah, 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 blah. Same sort of stuff. Next up is Naomi versus Peyton Royce. They basically come out doing their usual stick, taking the piss. The funny thing about this is they're going, because she's been taking both of them on, like getting beaten up by them, so they're going, no, me, Naomi. Changing it into Naomi, it's brilliant. Naomi looks fine in this match. Basically, there's not a lot going on. It's only a 2-star match because she gets the flip. Naomi wins with 2 stars, but after that, the Iconics beat her down. Naomi then they start being down Naomi. Then Asuka's music hits, she runs in and takes out the Iconics. As again, I've put, if you're going to keep doing this sort of stick, get the women's tag team titles, and it makes sense. Until then, don't do it. Really, really, really Interesting is I've looked on NoD.com. They're taping a Raw on a Friday night, which I think's for New Year. Got everyone saying it's not going to be live, and updated card at the moment for Super Show in Australia. It's got the Iconics versus Asuka and Thingy and Daniel Bryan versus Miz, the winner getting a future WWE title shot. Daniel Bryan, please win that because I want to see Daniel Bryan versus AJ for the title. Pay-per-view. That should be a WrestleMania match. Next up, we have an Hardy versus Orton hype. Looking at Hardy's, what Hardy's done in the past in WWE. And basically, it's a good look, and he's like, oh, you've changed me. You made me a bit worse. Miz and Maurice are in the back. With Paige, and they left the building. Miz has a match tonight with anyone who wants to face him. He basically says he doesn't, she should stop that. And she goes, oh, well, yeah, I'll do that. But if you leave this room, never come back to The Miz. Ad for the Mae Young Classic and the custom t-shirt thing. R-Truth is looking for Carmella in the back as per usual. And he thinks Maurice is Carmella and he winds up The Miz. Thingamee. Samoa Joe comes out and he goes, hello, Wendy. And he says how he tricked AJ to be at home tonight, see how AJ's at home. He did all this to trick AJ to go home to his family. Go home so he can spend time with you, about you come home and unclear. And then he mentions Annie, one of the children, how he's going to be tucking him in bed and he's going to, that's going to be happening more often because he's going to take her daddy's title and make him go night-night. And then AJ, on Tron, AJ appears and goes, you've pissed me off, you now mentioned my family as one of me. And then AJ comes out on the stage, his music plays and AJ comes out. And there's basically a brawl. AJ goes, tries to hit him with, there's a brutal moment where he gets thrown over the steel steps at ringside in front of the ones near the announce table. He goes over them, right over them. That looks quite nasty. And then there's a steel chair brought in by, I think Joe brings it in, and it basically takes out Joe. And then basically Paige and all these refs come out telling him not to do it because he promised. Then we see Ty and Truth in the back, and they're looking for Carmella, and he finds Carmella in the back, and he's like, he doesn't realise it's Carmella, and asks, do you know where Carmella is? She's like, it's me, Truth. And because, this is a hype for Mixed Match Challenge, I think, because he's like, oh, do you want to come to the ring with me and face, company behind me, because she called, and she wouldn't do it until he mentioned that Marie's called her Staten Island trash, and then she agreed. Next up is Rusev versus the Usos versus Sanity. Match starts during one of the ad breaks. I was distracted by the American ads, so I watch it on his website. I know that Wrestle Talk have mentioned it before. They do watch it on a website with little screens where you can see what's going on. And I got distracted by the Reese's ad. I'm sorry. Anything that happened during that period of very short ad, but I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and it was American ad. I've never seen one before, so yeah, I was distracted by that. Sorry. But it's some great stuff here. Basically, they're all beating each other down, and there's quick tags and stuff. I'm not going to tell you too much about this match because I've actually decided this is going to be. But basically, the winners of this match, after I thought Sanity were going to win because Sanity looked amazing. I thought the Usos was going to win because it looked good. But neither of those teams won. Rusev Day won. They were taking on the Bar next week on SmackDown and I think the winner gets a shot at Hell in a Cell. Now, the thing about this I don't understand is the Bar have now got a shot at the New Day in Australia. So, Connor's Cures again. Then we see another show to hype up match. I think that's an autumn one. Then you got Miz versus R-Truth. Miz comes out and he's going, oh, we're going to call out them. Oh, yeah, they've gone home. They're cowards. They're scared of us. Truth is on top of him all the way. Honestly, this is the match I've got down as match of the night because R-Truth was awesome in this match. He was killing it, and surprisingly, there's a lot of stood stuff. Miz, and then we hear Daniel Bryan's music play near the end of the match. It was quite a standard wrestling match, but Truth was doing a lot of good stuff fighting back. Miz was on top all the time, and because of the distraction, Miz rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Not Miz. Truth rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Truth wins, and then as the show goes out, we see Bryan. They all run in the ring, try and beat up Miz and Maurice. Then Adrian Simonis and Sylvia Vega, whatever her name is, come out. And then it's drawn in nestlocks, and they just keep them on until the show ends out. So basically, good SmackDown all in all. Not a lot happened. I'm not going to summarise the whole show because To me, SmackDown wasn't that good this week. Woman of the Night was Becky. Man of the Night was Miz. And R-Truth, I'm going to give it both of them. Moment of the Night is Joe and AJ. Match of the Night is Miz versus R-Truth. Overall score, I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. It's not even up there with me. I found SmackDown incredibly boring this week. I don't know what it was. The only thing that got me interested in SmackDown was the AJ and Miz stuff. Becky Lynch and Charlotte as well, because that's the only interesting things going on. In my opinion, Raw was 10 times better than SmackDown this week, but there was an even better show than both of them put together. And that show had hardly anybody watching it. Everyone had gone home. Let's go on with the 205 Live review. So we have a review. I love the fact that Drake Maverick, Rockstar Spud, whatever you want to call him, stands in the back and he actually goes over what happened last week and then hypes up tonight's show. Our first match tonight is absolutely freaking amazing. It's Graham Athlete versus the Premier Athlete Tony Nese. He's got the Lucha Party come out with him but then vanish. They basically have an interview in the back and then I think it's Buddy Murphy takes the mic and goes, well, when we meet for the title, it's going to be in Australia. It's going to be in my home country, so I'm going to beat you. Basically, arm drags, chops, high flying stuff. There's so many great moments in this match. It's, reverse power bombs onto aprons and all sorts of, one of the moments there's 2 moments I can remember vividly in this match, which made me give it the rating of 4.5 stars. There's a moment where he's in one of the corner, he flies across, wraps his legs around, holds onto it to make sure he's got the right grip, and then hurricanes him onto the outside. He then does the same thing. He does a moment where Graham Athlete does a moment where he knocks him off him. He's laying across the top rope, so his balls are in the top rope and his legs are down either side. He does a hurricane for that position, then he also walks across the top rope, very similar to Undertaker without the help, and hits the 450 splash for the victory. Graham Athlete wins. It's a 4.5 star match. Great match. 205 Live. Why did everyone leave? Because this show was better than SmackDown. Good old Triple H if he's still booking it. I don't know who's booking it now. I think Triple H is. We see Maverick in the back. He's talking to Ali, saying that you're not allowed, why did you go out there and talk to Tommy last week? And, he's like, you haven't been cleared to wrestle. You will not go back in that ring until I tell you to get back in the ring. So basically, once again, Mae Young hype. Next up, I thought I put Noam. I thought I was looking at the wrong page. Next up is Noam Dar versus Brian Kelly. Leo Rush music hits. He comes out as commentary. It's basically a squash match. Showing off Noam Dar in his good light. 2 stars. It's still a bloody good match, but because it's a squash match, I gave it 2 stars. Maverick is talking to a referee and tells him, look, I know that Cedric's going to go out there. If anything happens, stop it. So then he comes out and he basically goes, I don't do a lot of talking. I'm going to get straight to the point. And he calls out, the reason I skipped through SmackDown was so boring for me. I don't really want to talk about it. He basically then calls out, so basically he calls out Drew Gulak, who them two have got going feud, I think. But instead of that, TJP comes out and goes, look, that time, see that big bit in the middle? That was made for me. Those, he's talking about the side bits. God, you can see him in the glasses. Let's get the glasses down, shall we? You see him in the side bits, and he's like, yeah, those side plates were made for you, but you see that big bit in the middle was made for me. Therefore, that means that belt's mine. Basically, then Maverick goes out and goes, I don't normally do this as a drum manager, but I'm going to make a match. I'm going to go against everything what should be happening. I'm a ruthless promoter. I can see a great marquee match when I see it. CJP versus Maverick, and that match is right now. So basically it starts with dives to the outside, a lot of action on the outside, a lot of high flying stuff. TJP is very good at doing high flying, but most of the match he was concentrating on that arm. He was concentrating on this shoulder. He was doing a lot of submissions to his shoulder and stuff. I'm not going to go through too much of these matches because these matches are too good. If you haven't watched 205 Live lately, go and watch it. It's brilliant. Of course, of 205 Live tonight. So Cedric Alexander wins, of course, because he's champion. It's 4.5 stars again. And then Drew Gulak comes out finally, and then basically, Cedric's distracted by Drew Gulak. Jack Gallagher comes in from behind and basically starts beating him up. Then Drew Gulak gets in the ring, puts his submission where he wraps the legs around the throat and starts stroking him out. And then Maverick comes out to stop him with the referees, and he gets off. That's how the show ends. The man of the 205 Live is going to be TJP because he did a great job tonight. He's amazed me. He amazed me when he was Manic, and before that he was Suicide, before he also took the mask and he became Manic. First time they ever actually revealed who was behind the Suicide mask. If you want to know who's behind the Suicide mask now and touring Britain and a few other places, is Caleb Connolly. He's doing it at the moment. Match of the night is TJP versus Cedric Alexander, another thing. The entire show's got 4.5 stars. This show, 205 Live, this week was better than SmackDown. It was better than Raw. 205 Live is a show that is its own entity. And everyone's like, oh, well, the cruiserweights ain't getting a lot of credit. If Triple H is still booking that, then they're getting a lot of credit. Because Grand Metalik, the first match, Grand Metalik versus Tony Nese, blew me away. Some of the stuff I saw in there remind me of the X Division and TNA, but the X Division, I'm not going to rate it on the X Division because the X Division is its own entity. What Noam Dar can do, I've seen Noam Dar wrestle in ICW, I've seen him wrestle in other places, is amazing. I've seen him wrestle live and he's amazing. And the final match, if that isn't the match what we was meant to have because something happened, I swear I saw that Buddy Murphy was meant to be in action. But it didn't happen. I might have been wrong. It might have been them advertising him taking on Thingamee for the Super Show. But that's what I thought in my head. Hold on a minute. Yeah. But during while I was watching this, I got a phone call from Sky, so I had to stop watching during the Super. But for me, 205 Live is a great show, and it's a must-watch every week at the moment because their storylines is great. Oh, I've got low power. The storylines are great. The wrestling is great. The characters are awesome. And there's a lot of build-up for that. So this week, out of all the WWE shows I've watched so far, I'm going to put NXT into this. At the moment, 205 Live is winning, so let's hope NXT can knock them out. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching, whether it be TWE or a wrestling review, I'm always here with you. Thanks for watching, guys.